Good afternoon and welcome to a afternoon of Benedictine baseball where we are coming to you from Adam Wainwright Field in Brunswick, Georgia. Second weekend of baseball at the beach, and BC's coming down to take on Tift County here in a absolutely gorgeous day for baseball in coastal Georgia. I'm Kevin Thomas, alongside me Christian Gokel here as we get ready for BC and Tift. Coaches having their meeting at the mound as we speak, and we'll take a look at the starting lineups. First for Tift County, they just lost to Woodstock in a game prior to this, so they're playing on a back-to-back right now. They will start it off like this. The center fielder, John Davis, will lead off. And batting second, the catcher, Cam Smith, big-time prospect there at catcher. Already got a big-time college commitment under his belt. Brady Moretz, the shortstop, will bat third. Batting fourth and playing third base, John Dorman. Mac Brooks will be the DH and bat fifth for the pitcher, Whitley. Tyler Van Summeren will play first base and bat sixth. Luke Ellerby bats seventh and plays left field. Out and right, it'll be Landon Parrish. And at second, it'll be Tyler Holmes. For the Benedictine Cadets, it'll be Parker Malloy leading off and playing shortstop, followed by Landon Lugwood. Mason Diamond bats third and plays first. Jacob Sideko plays left field and bats fourth. Cole Walker will DH for the pitcher, Brooks Bradshaw. Bennett Conaway plays third and bats sixth. Joseph Garner, the second baseman, will bat seventh. Colvin Proto will play catcher and bat eighth, and Omari Burst will play center field and bat ninth as we wait for the teams to run out on the field. Christian Gokel, an absolutely beautiful day for baseball. It was kind of cold and drizzly, rainy a little bit Friday afternoon. Usually along the coast, as everyone knows, Savannah, Brunswick, Camden, wherever, you get a hard day of rain with some wind, the next day is going to be absolutely beautiful, and that's what we have today.
Yeah, they always say if you don't like the weather in Georgia, give it about 2 hours and you'll change your mind. But no, Kevin, perfect day. Wind blowing a little bit out to right field here, but we got about one cloud in the sky right now.
One sad little cloud.
Yeah, just kind of floating by here in Brunswick, Georgia. But yeah, as you mentioned, Kevin, perfect day for baseball, about 70 degrees out there right now. But just talking to some of the coaches and the grounds crew before the game, a very, very dry and fast track out there, Kevin. So I think for the cadets, just putting the ball in play, not trying to go and find that perfect pitch, just bunt, swing, get it out there and play. Something good's going to happen, especially on a fast track like this.
Certainly will. And again, you see the cadets have taken the field. They will be behind Brooks Bradshaw on the mound. Cadets are 4-1 on the young season. And defensively, it'll look like this. It'll be Brooks Bradshaw and Proto, your battery. Around the diamond, it'll be Mason Diamond, what a name, to play baseball. He will be at first. Joseph Garner at second. Parker McCoy at short, and on the hot corner, Bennett Conaway. Around your outfield from left to right, it'll be Jacob Sideko. In center, it'll be Omari Burst, and in right field, it'll be Landon Lugwig. So we see Bradshaw taking his final couple of warm-up tosses, and we'll be ready to go. It'll be John Davis, the center fielder, Cam Smith, and Brady Moretz. 1, 2, 3 due up here for Tift in the first inning. A breeze blowing out towards right, and that intercoastal out there, you might be able to see the flag right there under the Bowtie Barbecue logo, and you see it blowing out there to right field here this afternoon. And I believe we're just about ready. Here's the final warm-up toss. We'll go down to second. And Christian Gokel, good to have you back in the booth here with me, and it's been a minute since we've done a baseball game together, but here we are.
Yeah, Kevin, and I think exciting time. This is always a fun tournament that Glenn Academy hosts every year down here at beautiful Wainwright Field. So I'm excited, man. It's the start to hopefully a long and successful season here for the Cadets. Already 4-1 and looking to build on it. A lot of really good baseball teams down here, kind of a postseason feel already.
And a lot of coaches talk about that, how they like to come here because you get some playoff baseball type games here early on in the season. Bradshaw ready to get us started. First pitch high and inside for a ball, and it's 1-0.
And Kevin, early here, you wonder how much of an advantage Tift has coming off of another game. Already got the blood flowing here a little bit.
Here's the 1-0. That one's low. And as you said, BC, we were out there waiting for that previous game. Both teams got their full warm-up again, but they said you have that first game. I think it's basically the same lineup for the Blue Devils here in game number 2. They wear the all-white with the blue pinstripes. Swung on and missed. Great pitch there by Bradshaw. It's 2 balls and a strike.
Cutting it loose early here, Kevin. Not trying to control the pitches at all, just cutting it loose.
Got a fastball, let the big dog eat, right? Here's the pitch, swung on and missed, blew another one right by him. And it's evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
They say he got a piece, but it was late.
A fraction of a piece to the Blue Devils center fielder John Davis. Bradshaw, the pitch. Inside and low. It's run it full, 3-2.
And Tift lost the last game, Kevin, but they lost by 3 and had the bases loaded with a chance to win at the end.
The payoff pitch just missed the outside corner. And a leadoff walk to John Davis gets things going here on this Saturday afternoon. He'll trot down to first, and that'll bring up the catcher, Cam Smith. And he does the catching, caught last game for the Blue Devils. Again, as you said, Christian, the baseball at the beach, going back, I think this is maybe I don't want to speculate, but it's been 20-plus years of baseball at the beach. And the pitch in there for a strike to Cam Smith. I want to say it's 25 years. This might be the 25th year of baseball at the beach. And again, 2 weekends where Glen Academy, Brunswick, they bring teams in from around the state of Georgia. Great baseball teams for 2 weekends of kind of round-robin play. They play here at Brunswick High and at historic Edo Miller, which is not too far from where we are. And today, I think you had 4 games, or will have 4 games at all 3 fields. So a lot of baseball all in one general area here. And you get to see a lot of good baseball. It's 0-1 on Cam Smith. Bradshaw ready to go. There's a strike over the outside corner, and he's ahead of the Blue Devils catcher. 0-2.
And you mentioned all the historic locations, but, man, it's hard to beat the view. If you look out past the pines in right field, you got ocean and marshes right there.
And, of course, named after former Red Terror Adam Wainwright, who
talking about 20-plus years.
There's strike 3, caught him looking. Great pitch by Bradshaw over the inside corner for strike 3. That's out number 1. It'll bring up Brady Moretz, the shortstop. And you're right, he just retired with the St. Louis Cardinals. And as an alum of Glen Academy, put some money into this program and got a nice baseball and softball complex. Softball field just behind us, kind of more towards the first base side, but a beautiful facility here. And I don't know if you saw this as we wait on Bradshaw to pitch to Moretz up high for a ball. He's going to be on the Grand Ole Opry in a couple of weeks. So baseball and country music for Adam Wainwright. Bradshaw checks on the runner over at first. Now he's ready to go. The 1-0 to Moretz. Up high, going to get back to the screen and down towards second will go Davis. I think they're going to call that a pass ball on the catcher, Proto, and makes it 2-0 to the Blue Devil shortstop.
Yeah, not a lot of control right now with the fastball. The off speed has been there, but struggling to find the strike zone right now with the four-seamer.
Quick look to second, the 2-0 way outside. And he's falling behind 3-0. Again, couldn't ask for better weather in February. It's supposed to be low 70s, breeze blowing. This is how you would draw it up if you could for late February. We've had some cold ones out here, and in the dirt ball 4, walked him on 4 straight. 2 walks in the inning for Bradshaw, and that'll bring up the cleanup man, John Dorman, with 1 out here in the top of the first.
Yeah, a little inauspicious start. 2 walks to start the game, Kevin, and that one on 4 pitches. We mentioned the fast track earlier, just putting the ball in play here. Cadets could be in trouble early.
And this is a big field, 400 to dead center, 355 or 335 down the line. Bradshaw looks back towards second, now delivers under the knees for a ball, couldn't find it.
And interesting strategy here from the Cadets. Shortstop being held in close there with a right-handed batter. That's a big gap between third base and short.
They continue to play it that way. Now they float back towards the hole. The pitch caught the outside corner for a strike. Evens it up 1-1 with 1 out here in the top of the first.
Yeah, if they're going to give you that outside corner, Kevin, I don't know about you, but I'm living there until they change it.
Yeah, he's had a nice zone over there. Proto going to check back with dugout, try to get the signs here. Now they're ready to go. And now the 1-1 payoff. Inside breaking pitch, just didn't break enough, but just missed, and it's 2-1 on John Dorman.
That was right there.
Yeah, very close. Got to make him swing the bat, though. Hadn't been able to get him to do much of that so far. Here's the pitch from Bradshaw. Outside, it's 3-1.
Little inconsistent zone to start the afternoon.
Yeah, sometimes I found with pitching, too, it's like you don't want to make a mistake, obviously, but sometimes you just got to make them swing the bat and let your defense work. Here's the 3-1 from Bradshaw. Fastball, that's in there at the letters. Good pitch there.
Yeah, that was his best pitch of the game so far.
And he's pushed it full, 3-2 on Dorman.
Out here is a big deal.
Certainly is. Davis off first, Moretz, or off second. There go the runners. Just missed, ball 4. Man. Third walk of the inning, and Bradshaw's loaded up the bases with 1 out. And that'll bring up the DH, Mac Brooks.
Yeah, tight zone here to start the game. 3 straight walks as the bases loaded.
And this is why when you talk about it, you want to let them swing early in the inning, because now nowhere to put them. And sometimes you get in a situation like this, just a ground ball will get a run in, where maybe if you get a base hit early in the inning, it's not going to cause you any damage. Here's the pitch inside, almost hit him under the shirt sleeves there. Yeah, and it's 1-0, Mac Brooks in there. We're going to have a quick mound visit. That's, I think, 3 or 4 straight batters he's started off in a hole.
Yeah, Proto saved a run right there. Had to go cross his body to save that fastball. That was a great play.
Yeah, this is one where you just got to settle Brooks Bradshaw down, where you're just struggling to find it, and maybe too much nibbling, not enough attacking in the strike zone.
Yeah, trying to paint the corners a little bit right now, Kevin. And like you said, nobody's really had to swing at one over the middle right now.
First base line, vehicle will be subject to tow. All vehicles not associated with the Glen Academy baseball program need to be parked.
So we got the mound meeting going on here. Now we're done. So nowhere to put Mac Brooks here in the first.
It is a Benedictine Honda. Benedictine, move your vehicle, please.
Now we're ready to go. Bradshaw comes set right there at the waist. Now delivers to Mac Brooks, and that hit him. Came right back inside and hit him. That'll score a run. And that'll bring up Tyler Van Sumeren. So 1-0 BC trails here in the top of the first.
Yeah, I don't know how much strategy there is right now, Kevin. He's been trying to go inside of the breaking ball, been pitching inside with the fastball as well. Just, I think, just struggling to find any kind of control.
There's a nice get me over pitch for a strike.
Yeah, about 80% on the fastball right there. Just that was a bullpen fastball, but I mean, it beats a 1-0 start.
So he works ahead on Van Sumeren, the Devils' first baseman. Outside, couldn't find it. And it's evened up at 1 ball and 1 strike. And again, the frustrating part, if your BC is not necessarily what's happening on the base paths, it's walks, just missed up high. I thought that was going to be there, but it's walks. And so you've got bases loaded and a run in, and nobody has put the ball in play. You haven't had to field a baseball yet. So it hasn't been defensive issues. You just are handing them free bases here. And you just got to start attacking the zone. Here's Bradshaw delivering. Swung on, and there's a swing of the bat, fouled back to the screen. And it evens it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And it's the mental games, too, because Bradshaw frustrated the pitch before that, one of his better pitches of the game, and it gets called a ball where it looked right at belt high with a fastball. So dealing with a little bit of an inconsistent zone, one of his better pitches gets called a ball.
Big pitch here for Bradshaw. Delivers. Swung on, ground ball. Nice stop at first base. They're going to come home, try to get the force wide throw. And that's going to get one in, going to get another run in. And it's going to be 3-0 as the runners advance. So A nice stop on the first base side by Diamond and a wide throw to the plate. That's going to be an E3.
Now batting number
And
8.
on that error comes in Moretz and John Dorman. Over to third goes Mac Brooks, and Van Summeren goes down to second on the error.
Yeah, Kevin, and you got to take the easy out there. Just run it over to first base. You trade a run for an out, but tries to force a play to home. Didn't look like the catcher was expecting it. Goes off of his glove, and you allow another run to score and don't get an out.
Yeah, still one out in the inning. And the Cadets trail at 3-0. Bradshaw comes set, kicks and fires. Out in the dirt. Nice block up there by Proto. BC playing it in at first base. Everybody else playing back. Now third. They'll walk it in at third with Conaway. He'll play up on the grass. Here's the pitch, the 1-0 way outside. That's 2 balls and no strikes.
Give Tift credit. They're not swinging. I mean, I don't know if that's coming from the batters or from the coaches just telling them to hold off, but really disciplined plate approach right now, and it's working for him.
If you got a guy that's struggling to find it, don't go up there hacking. Make it be there, and that's what Tift's doing right here. The pitch from Bradshaw, inside breaking pitch, just didn't get any of the plate. And it's 3-0. First base is open as we are underway here at the top of the first. The pitch from Bradshaw outside, ball 4, walked him. And Ellerby goes down to first. That is the 4th walk of the first inning, and that's going to be it for Brooks Bradshaw. Tough outing, but you just didn't have it.
Oh, Kevin, he doesn't give up a hit, but he gives up 3 runs, and the bases are still loaded with just 1 out.
Yeah, only 1 ball was even put in play on him. I think that's the frustrating part here. If you are Coach Pasquale, is look, it was just walks, and then when you got a ground ball to the field, you just didn't make a play behind him. But a tough outing for Bradshaw. He's responsible for all 3 of the runners on the bases, and we'll have a quick call to the bullpen. And it's going to be number 9 for Benedictine. A little sidewinder coming in. Always double checking the roster here before we go with it. Make sure our numbers are right.
Now pitching number 9, TJ Winsor.
So 3-0 here in the top of the first. Only 1 out. Bases are loaded. And it will be TJ Windsor coming on to pitch for BC. Side armor. And he is in a tight spot, needless to say.
Yeah. But no pressure when you come into this, Kevin. I mean, again, you're trading outs for runs at this point, just trying to mitigate any damage. And you do have 1 out, so there is a chance you get a double play ball. You can get out of this unscathed or without further scathes. But still, you come into this spot, you just got to throw strikes.
Yeah. Hoping for a ground ball here.
And still 6 2/3 innings to go from the
right.
BC pitching staff.
A ground ball back to the pitcher would be nice right here. And it will be Landon Parrish, the right fielder, lefty, going to step in against the side armor, TJ Windsor.
Kevin, you're a baseball coach. You playing in at the corners in this situation?
Inside pitch just missed for a ball. I mean, I think you're trying to cut off every run you can right now just to not make it 5-6-0 in the first inning.
You got your outfielders are in towards center right now.
Inside hit him. That hit him, so that's going to bring in a run.
Keep the bases loaded.
Yes,
Still no hits.
It'll bring in Mac Brooks, and I think that's going to be the story so far of no matter how it goes. It's 4-0, bases loaded, and nobody has hit the ball past the grass in the infield. So bases still loaded. And that'll bring up Tyler Holmes, the second baseman. He's a lefty. And he'll step in against Windsor.
So I guess the conversation about positioning is pretty moot when.
Yeah. And he hit him. Back-to-back hit by pitch. Just ran it way inside. And things going from bad to worse here in the first inning. That makes it 5-0 without a hit. And it'll turn things back over to the top of the order. And John Davis, who led this inning off with a walk, went over to second on a pass ball and came around to score. Windsor looks in. The pitch. That one's in there for a strike. Now Windsor comes set. That one outside in the right-handed batter's box. Evens it up at a ball and a strike. And you're right, Christian, right now, I think it's just about getting out of this inning and regrouping. Go have some good at-bats.
Yeah, at this point, you trade a couple runs for an out. It's just the consistent pressure of having the bases loaded.
There's a foul backing out of play.
Big chance here to get another out. And it changes the look of this inning.
Yeah, this would be huge to get. And again, one of those strange innings where Tift has got 5 runs and has really done nothing but one thing to force the issue. Swung on. There's one right through the gap. There's a hit. That'll score 1. 1 comes around third. Throw coming in will be cut off up the first base side. The throw back to second. Going to skip away, and that's going to bring in, they're going to hold the runner at third. On the base hit from John Davis. Solidly through.
Now batting number 3, Cam Smith.
And that puts Tyler Holmes over at third. And on the throw, Davis goes down to second.
Still just 1 out.
Yeah, still just 1 out here in the inning, as you mentioned. And now you got second and third. Takes away a double play possibility. And Cam Smith is the lone out of this inning. He struck out. Struck out looking his first time. The pitch swung on up to first base side. Nice play by Diamond. Going to step on first, go home. And they got him at the plate.
Big time play.
Nice double play. Cam Smith going to be in a 3-2 double play to end the inning mercifully there for BC. 7 runs, Christian, on 1 hit. 1, 2, 3, 4 tough walks. 3 batters were hit in that first inning as well. We're going to head to the bottom of the first. It's 7-0. So now Coach Pascal's got his entire team out over there on the first base side, and it's just simply regroup time, right? You can't get 7 runs back on 1 swing.
Right.
Go out there and let's try to scrap and claw and get some of this back.
I think same approach that you just watched Tiff have is if they're not going to throw strikes, force them to throw you strikes. Don't swing at things outside the zone and just try to get some guys on and slowly chip away. I mean, hey, we got guys throwing out over the catcher here in the middle of the inning, so might be onto something.
Bowtie Barbecue has always been a work of passion. It takes time, skill, and a blend of perfect temperature, wood, smoke, and meats. We just took it up a notch. Taste the passion. Bowtie Barbecue, 6724 Waters Avenue, Savannah.
Ryan Whitley on to pitch for Tift here in the first inning. BC trailing at 7-0. And they will send Parker McCoy, Landon Ludwig, and Mason Diamond 1, 2, 3 in the order up here in the first and trying to scratch and claw and get it back.
Like you said there, Kevin, not going to get it all back with 1 swing, but just got to get some guys on base and start turning them over.
BC Baseball brought to you by Bowtie Barbecue, as a great place to stop before the game, after the game, or while you're watching or listening to the game. Right there on Waters, just before you get to Eisenhower, right up the road from BC. Great place to go grab a bite to eat, and we appreciate Bowtie Barbecue being with us again here for BC Baseball. Parker McCoy will lead things off here for BC. The Cadets shortstop takes the long walk to the plate. Don't want that bat weight there, Parker. Don't think they'll let you hit with it. He still has got it on there. Oh, he's like, nope, can't hit with that.
There we go.
And he'll shuffle it off to the side. Beautiful afternoon. Is that a bald eagle flying around in the outfield? It looks like he's got a fish in his feet out there, too.
Things you'll see on the Georgia coast there, Kevin. Yeah, look at him go.
One ball, no strikes to McCoy. In there at the knees for a strike. Got distracted by the bald eagle flying around out there in the outfield for a minute. He's going to enjoy a tasty snack. The pitch, the 1-1, swung on and lifted out to left. That's going to drop for a base hit, and Parker McCoy gets the Cadets going here in their half of the first. A solid base hit to left field.
Yeah, got a fat pitch over the middle there, Kevin, and took advantage, roped it into left field, and again, get some guys on base, put some pressure on the pitcher, and try to chip away at this deficit you put yourself in.
So Landon Lugwood, the right fielder, going to step in. McCoy off first as they await the Ryan Whitley pitch. He swings. That's going to drop, I think, down in the right field. Hooking, though, and foul. Didn't think it had quite as much curve on it.
In the cavernous confines here.
That's right.
At Wainwright Field.
And again, a big playing area out there. 335 down the right field line. 400 to straightaway center. Here is Whitley. The pitch. A little bit low. McCoy's off first. The 1-1 right back up the middle. That is going to get through. Another base hit. So back-to-back base hits for the Cadets. Down to second goes McCoy, and a solid hit from Landon Ludwig. And so far, the first two batters for BC, they're seeing the ball really well coming out of Whitley's hand.
Yeah, a little bit different approach between the two teams.
Yeah.
Well, one team swinging the bat.
See a pitch and jump on it.
That's right.
That'll bring up Mason Diamond, the first baseman. He'll step in a favorable opportunity here. Let's see what he can do with Ryan Whitley. He jumps on the first pitch out towards shortstop. And they're going to go second for one. Can they get Diamond at first? They do. 6-4-3 on a double play. That gets McCoy over to third, but there are now 2 outs in the inning. But strategy stayed the same. Jumping on the first pitch. The first good pitch you see.
Yeah, Kevin, and it looked like McCoy did all he could to try to slow up that double play chance, kind of hesitated in front of the shortstop, but a nice job there by Tift to turn that, and big time turn of events here in the bottom of the first.
Here's the left fielder, Jacob Sadeko, who takes one outside.
Tift has a chance to get out of this unscathed.
You'd like to make him pay with at least one here. Get one of those back in the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. Ground ball going to be rolled out towards second, fielded by Holmes on to first for out number 3. So Cadets start off swinging the bat, get 2 runners on. They strand one out there at third base, and we're going to go to the second inning. BC trailing Tift 7-0.
You know, Christian, after a day of the hottest sports in town, sometimes you just gotta unwind.
Yeah, Kevin, and the perfect place to do it, Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings.
That's because Cool Vibes offers delicious pizza, wings, sandwiches, and salads, all with a Jamaican Caribbean island twist.
And the atmosphere is 100% kicked back. No worries, man.
Plus, they're the home of the Oxtail Pizza.
Cool Vibes Pizza, 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah. That's coolvibespizza.com. Cool with a K.
Come on and unwind at Cool Vibes.
We're back here at Adam Wainwright Field, home of the Glen Academy Red Terrors, where Benedictine is taking place in baseball at the beach as they take on the Tift Blue Devils. They trail it by a score of 7-0. Christian Gokel is just a rough first inning. And again, it's one of those where if you talk to Jason Pasquale, you kind of rally your troops and say, guys, they had 1 hit and got 7 runs. 4 walks, 3 hit batters. You can't do that and stay in ball games. That's simply, that's on you, right? That's on you as a squad at that point.
Yeah, and
got to make them swing the bat.
And the pressure's off now, right? You're down 7, but nobody's on base. You don't have the bases loaded like he did when he came in. So chance to just kind of get a fresh start here at the top of the second.
In there for a strike as TJ Windsor starts off the second inning to Brady Moretz. He'll face the shortstop, John Dorman, and Mac Brooks, the DH, here in the second. Moretz was one of those walks that came around to score back in the first inning. Just missed high and outside, and it's a ball and a strike.
Little Peter Moylan action.
Even got the long sleeves going. The pitch.
Same
Boy, he
spot.
is not missing by much. 2 balls and a strike.
Same approach here from Tift.
Yeah. If you have a disciplined team, you can kind of force the issue on the pitching. Make them send wires a big swing and a miss. You can sometimes get away. Undisciplined teams, they'll swing at some stuff just off the plate, and very disciplined teams are going to make you lay one right in there, and they'll jump on it. The 2-2 swung on and missed, got him, struck him out. And there's a good start to the second inning.
Yeah, some big-time pitches right there to finish
Now
out that
batting the third
sequence.
baseman,
looked
number
like
10, John
Kept with a fastball through it,
Dorman.
but that second strike looked like he just took a little bit off of it, just trying to control it. And I think that change of pace, Kevin, paid off.
Here is John Dorman, the third baseman. He walked his first time up. Probably going to hear that a lot as we go through the ball game. Unfortunately, here's the pitch. There's a strike. That wasn't a strike last at bat, but it was there.
That was higher and further outside.
Yeah, it certainly appeared to be, but a strike to the third baseman, and Windsor's ahead, 0-1. Inside, almost hit him.
I was going to say, I don't think Tift could get any closer to the plate than they tried. The chalk has been all but destroyed down by the plate there. A lot of Devils came by
Oh, yeah.
there in the first inning.
So now Windsor ready to go with the 1-1 offering. Way outside. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Outside, 3 balls and a strike.
That was a strikeout pitch on the last batter.
It was. Here's Windsor again. There's a strike. And he's run it full, 3-2.
And he's starting to pepper the strike zone, and good things usually happen.
The payoff pitch swung on a ground ball out towards second and booted. Chance at a recovery. Yes, got him in time. I don't think Tift's going to like that, but Joseph Garner with the recovery. And they retire John Dorman. 4-3 on the putout. And it'll bring up the DH, Mac Brooks.
That was a fortuitous call there for the Cadets, because look, for all intents and purposes, like he was very safe.
They'll take it. And that'll bring up the DH, Mac Brooks, the left-hander. He was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. And here's the first pitch here. He's going to sail it out to center field. Burse is going to be there for the Cadets. He'll haul it in.
There we go.
And that will be out number 3. And more importantly, Christian, 3 up and 3 down there in the top of the second inning. So much better inning that time for the Cadets. And they'll send up Cole Walker, Bennett Conaway, and Joseph Garner here in the second. Again, they've 2 very different approaches. Very aggressive at the plate for BC in their half of the first. Tift more looking for their pitch and making BC throw them strikes. And it's worked so far for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, Kevin, it's just whatever could go wrong went wrong for the Cadets there in the first. Now you just got to keep trying to chip away at those 7 runs right there. And again, double play really ends your threat there at the bottom of the first, but you could put the ball into play. I think all 4 batters that came up did put the ball into play. So just a chance here. I think you've seen the guy, you see what his stuff is, communicated in the dugout a little bit. Now you can try to start putting the ball in play, find some gaps, and see if some good stuff can happen.
It'll be second inning of work for Ryan Whitley and Tift. BC, the home team in this one. Good to have you along here on this Saturday afternoon. A great afternoon for baseball. And again, it will be the DH, Cole Walker, Bennett Conaway, and Joseph Garner due up for BC. Cole Walker, left tackle on the cadet football team.
Tell you what, if you're a left-handed batter,
Now batting
you just
number
hit a little bit of a
34,
pull pop fly,
Cole Walker.
they might keep going to the marsh.
BC played last night here in baseball at the beach. They played over at Edo Miller, and they beat Cedartown 5-1.
Cadets fans should remember.
I was going to say, I don't think they took 4 downs to do it. Here's the pitch to Cole Walker. He swings at the first pitch, a little dribbler, and he's going to beat it out. Yes or yes. Look at the left tackle run.
Little swing and bunt right there, but if Danny Britt's watching that,
Now
it's like,
batting
man, maybe
Yeah.
a little tight end action there. Man, it was
Cole's
hustling.
used up all his eligibility, unfortunately. But
It's hustling.
it's going to go as an infield hit for BC. And that'll bring up Bennett Conaway, the third baseman.
Listen, we got all kinds of waivers and stuff now. You got back for a split.
Here's a strike over the outside corner. I'm going to stay in high school. My NIL deal is
That's
too good.
Correct.
Who's the first guy to say that? I'm going to try to stay in high school. My NIL is just way better than I could get in college. The pitch swung on and missed. A big cut there by Conaway. Came up empty. And he's in a hole 0-2.
We got some NIL deals up in Savannah happening.
Now we do.
Truell, the quarterback over at New Hampstead.
Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Struck him out.
They went to the same spot 3 times.
That'll bring up Joseph Garner, the second baseman.
Now batting number 17, Joseph Garner.
Cadets have had base runners. Just got to try to get them over and get them in. In there at the knees for a strike. Now the pitch from Whitley. Up high, evens it up at a ball and a strike. You see the flag right up there in the upper right portion of your screen. It is blowing briskly across the field. Keeps the sand gnats down as well. Oh, high and inside. It got him on the helmet.
Yep.
And Garner said, oh, it hit me. He was turning around letting him know. So he'll go to first on a hit by a pitch. Cole Walker will trot down to second.
If you need proof, look at the scuff mark on my helmet.
That's right. So now the catcher, Colvin Proto, will step in there. He bats from the left-handed side. Boy, a nice little rope down the right field line would do wonders.
He'll go for days.
Whitley with the long look in. Stretching the pitch. Swung at the first pitch, and he's going to foul it up the left side, and it's going to be caught in foul territory by the third baseman. Unbelievable play. Unbelievable catch by John Dorman. Sliding in and making a grab. I thought it was going to tail back towards the field with that wind blowing. But it wasn't to be. So now 2 outs. And it'll bring up Amari Burst, the center fielder, the 9-hole hitter here for BC.
Just living the dream of every baseball player. The hair came out as the hat flew off while he made the play, so we got to let the lettuce kind of flow out a little bit in front of the stands.
Here's the pitch. You got that baseball flowed. You know, Dansby, Charlie Culberson, a lot of those guys.
You talking about
popularizing
Braves pitcher, Charlie Culberson?
That's correct. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss. A big cut there by Burst. Came up empty.
Might have landed in Glen Middle.
Runners off first and second here for the Cadets, but there are 2 outs in the inning. Breaking pitch. Got him swinging out in front. He's in a 1-2 hole.
After about 20 straight fastballs,
Yeah.
comes out with the break-in ball, and the Cadet was a little bit early on that one.
A little bit. Another breaking pitch. Burst is going to lift that one out behind second. It's going to hang up in the air, though, and be caught out in center field by John Davis for out number 3. So that'll do it for the Cadets in the second. They get 1 hit, get a runner on by a hit pitch, leave them both out there. And after 2 innings, it's 7-0 Tift over BC.
Have I prepared enough? There'll be unexpected turns. When things get tough, I need to stick to the game plan. No regrets. I'm ready. Are you? Get ready. Contact Abel's Iron-On Moore & Associates today and see why they are different. Because nobody ever wishes they'd saved less for retirement.
Welcome back here to Wainwright Field. We go to the top of the third inning. It is Tift 7 and Benedictine nothing. And it will be TJ Windsor on yet again. He came in with just one out in the first, and he's out there for what will be his second full inning of work. He'll face Tyler Van Summeren, the first baseman, Luke Ellerby, and Landon Parrish, 6, 7, 8 here in the third inning. Van Summeren got on an error back in the first inning.
Yeah, and Kevin, something to keep in mind now for the Cadets. They've had more than 6 guys at the plate. They're down 7-0. If that balloons to 10, then that's automatic into the ball game.
By 5 innings, I think, yeah. To 10 after 5, I think it is. 15 after, I think it's 15 after 4.
Looks like this year they're going by turns at bat.
Inside with a ball. Well, that would constitute 1 inning. Here's the pitch. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, 10 after 5 is the ruling there. Inside for a ball, 3-0. Yeah, 15 after 3, 10 after 5. The pitch, 3-0, down in the dirt. And he walked him on 4 pitches.
That's just got to be frustrating. I mean, you're down 7-0. Again, maybe a couple swings from Tift so far in this game. And you come out on 4 straight pitches and walk him. I mean, at what point are you just saying, guys, let's just throw it down the middle and see what happens?
Let ourselves play defense,
instead of death by 1,000 cuts, yeah.
This will be Tyler Ellerby. He walked. He was the 4th walk back in the first inning. There's a strike by TJ Windsor.
That's that. Let's see what happens, zone.
Yeah, BC pinching up the middle, trying to play for 2 here. Ellerby steps in there, swung, and fouled one back to the screen. Again, you haven't been hit really all that hard by Tift. You just haven't made him put the ball in play. But Windsor's ahead 0-2. Let's see if he attacks the zone here ahead 0-2. The pitch from Windsor. Runner goes, fouled up the first base line. And we'll do it again. We'll see if they keep their hit and run on. And let's see if BC changes it up defensively. Had to get the ball collected from down in the corner. Now we're ready to go. Quick look at first from Windsor. Now a snap throw back over there.
How many times are we going to let him do it without getting that white jersey a little dirty?
0-2 to Luke Ellerby, the left fielder. Van Summeren off first. Here's the pitch. Runner not going. Oh, just missed outside.
I told you depends on whatever the ump's mood is, zone.
It didn't miss by much. 1-2. Strike 3. Struck him out looking. I think the last pitch was better than that one.
Now batting number
But
4, Landon
the Cadets will take it, and there's out number 1.
I mean, Tift's kind of found a zone that they like to throw to a little bit. Haven't really tried to go outside of that. I mean, if it's working,
yeah, he's giving
keep going there.
He's giving you the pitch over the outside corner. You got one out, double play still intact. Landon Parrish, the right fielder, going to step in here for Tift. Kicks and delivers. Inside corner. There's that half of the plate he seems to like. Yeah, keep going at it. And attack that part of the zone.
Batter crowds up a little bit on the plate now.
Oh, snap throw is going to get away into right field, and that'll put Van Summeren down at second.
Third. Yep.
As he's going to keep going. The throw's going to come across the diamond. They'll have him with a good throw.
Wow.
They dropped the baseball.
What a throw, though.
Boy, they had him, and you just couldn't hold on to it over there. The third baseman, Bennett Conaway, I think, was trying to make the tag before he completely had the baseball. They had him.
Yeah, but that was a heck of a throw by Ludwig across the diamond.
He came up gunning, so give an error on the pitcher to get him to second. And then on the throw, he goes down to third and is safe.
I was going to say, I guess when you have, a couple of pitchers now that are struggling to find the strike zone, do you really want to risk it checking the runner?
Yeah. It's kind of like what's the old saying in football? You throw the ball, but
one good thing.
Things happen. Two of them are bad. Three of them are bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like that on pickoffs. It's like, and now BC going to squeeze way in here with one out, trying to save a run. The 0-1 to Parrish. Here's the pitch. That caught the outside corner for a strike. He's ahead 0-2. So BC playing way in. You've got McCoy playing 3-4 steps in on the grass. Swung, that's through the hole, and that's going to score a run. Base hit for Landon Parrish. And one of those, if you're 6-1, half dozen of the other, I understand what you're trying to do. If you're playing back, that might be an out.
Yeah.
But you're trying to guard against giving up yet another one, and it goes right through the gap.
Yeah, and just pitcher missed a spot there. Catcher set up low and outside, and you just throw it right over the middle.
You can't afford to miss there. That'll bring up Tyler Holmes. He was hit by a pitch his first time up. And here's the pitch to Holmes. He lines one out towards left on the run. It's going to drop in for a base hit in front of Jacob Sadeko. And down to second goes Parrish. And Tyler Holmes throws out anchor at first with a base hit. John Davis up for his third time in 3 innings. He has walked and singled in his 2 previous appearances. And he'll step in from the left side. Just one out here in the third. And BC trails at 8-0. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on, a ground ball in the hole between first and second. They're going to send the runner around third. Here comes the throw. Good throw. Proto with the tag just a little bit late. Got under the slide. And Davis with his second hit of the ball game.
Now batting number 3, Kid.
And that was a good throw again from Ludwig out there in right field, Christian. Just a little high and the tag a half a second late.
Yeah, I thought the catcher did a good job there of blocking off the plate. I don't know that the runner actually ever touched home plate. I think he touched his foot, but as soon as the ump throws those arms out.
Yeah, so I think we got that's going to be the end of the day for TJ Windsor, and we'll have another pitching change here for BC. We'll let you know who's coming on to pitch for the Cadets. Looks like it's going to be number 8. Trying to check that, though, before we...
Jackson Austin.
It'll be Jackson Austin, number 8 for BC. Coming on to pitch. Big right-hander. Talking about tight ends. He looks like he could play tight end.
Now pitching number 8, Jackson Austin.
And so he'll be the third pitcher of the ball game for BC. He'll come on with one out here in the third. The 2 runners on are the responsibility of TJ Windsor.
Big, strong righty here, Kevin, and it's been 3 right-handed pitchers so far for the Cadets, but a little bit different approach from all 3 of them.
Right.
A little bit more traditional, over the top, big windup here.
Again, we're here in the third. Appreciate Bowtie Barbecue for helping us bring you BC baseball. Great place to get a bite to eat before or after the game. third. It will be Jackson Austin stepping in on the mound. He will face Cam Smith, who struck out and grounded into a double play. Here's the pitch. He grounds out towards shortstop. McCoy goes to third to get the lead runner. So 6-5 on the putout. Six-5 on the putout. Fielder's choice for Cam Smith. And no courtesy for Cam Smith. Be Ty Dornan coming on to courtesy run.
Courtesy running, number 17, Ty Dornan.
Jackson Austin, swung on and missed for strike one. The stretch and the pitch. Swung and fouled back out of play. There are 2 outs in the inning, 1-1 to count. As Austin comes set at the waist. He'll deliver to Moretz in there in the dirt, and the runner's going to go as they skips away from Proto. Over to second goes the courtesy runner. Over to third goes John Davis. And the count will be 2-1 with 2 outs. Wind really whipping around here at the ballpark now.
Cheetos bags everywhere.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and lifted out towards right. That's going to be an interesting play. It is a tough play over the head of the right fielder, Ludwig. That's going to score 2 runs. And you knew as soon as that ball got up in the air, that was going to be a tough one for Ludwig, and it carried over his head.
Yeah.
Base hit for Moretz, drives in 2.
You could see the American flag out there in right field, Kevin, and it's just blowing. He put it up in the Gulf Stream, and that was just almost an impossible play there for Ludwig. All the way to the warning track, just on a line. No gust. That's going right to him where he's standing.
He scored a double for Brady Moretz, and it's 11-0. Now here's John Dorman stepping in against Jackson Austin. Breaking pitch right in there for a strike. Runner on second is Moretz. Jackson trying to get BC out of this inning. And here's a high one hanging up out towards center, and now slowing up and camping under it is Omari Burst for out number 3. That'll do it for the Blue Devils in the third, but not before 1, 2, 3, 4 hits are collected and 4 runners come across the plate. One of them left. We go to the bottom of the third inning. It's 11-0. Tift over BC. Cadets will have the top of their order coming up. Parker McCoy, Landon Ludwig, and Mason Diamond due up. And again, wind really blowing. And get a ball up in the air, you don't know what's going to happen.
Bowtie Barbecue has always been a work of passion. It takes time, skill, and a blend of perfect temperature, wood, smoke, and meats. We just took it up a notch. Taste the passion. Bowtie Barbecue, 6724 Waters Avenue, Savannah.
We're back here at Wainwright Field. Beautiful afternoon for baseball. Not beautiful on the scoreboard for BC at this point. And again, first inning is where a lot of the trouble started, just on walks and hit batters. And last inning, got a couple of runners on, did Tift, and got a couple of runners on and sent one up there in the wind and made a tough play in the outfield and allowed a couple of runners to score.
Yeah, we talked about it. If a left-hander could just pull a ball, it's going to be a really, really tough play for that right fielder there, Kevin. That American flag is just pretty much starched out
Now
right.
batting number 23, Parker McCoy.
Got it up in that Gulf Stream, and that thing went.
Parker McCoy going to lead things off here for BC. He singled his first time up, got as far as third base before the inning ended. And he will step in against Ryan Whitley in his third inning of work. And now the pitch, up high for a ball. Like for McCoy to get on base to start the inning off. The pitch, swung on and fouled back. Evens it up at a ball and a strike.
Yeah, so now, Kevin, kind of a change of approach here for the Cadets. It's not the chase to 11. It's we need 2.
Yeah, need a couple at 15 after 3. Can't give up any more runs here at this point. Here's the pitch. Swung and fouled back to the screen. He stays alive. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
Not the best souvenir ballpark for as outstanding as this place is. And I know you appreciate the covering because that South Georgia sun can be a lot.
It can.
But, man, you only got about a 3-foot window for a foul ball to sweep through.
The pitch, way outside. BC will have a series against Statesboro next week. Games 1 and 3 will be in Statesboro. The middle game will be at BC. On the 29th, there's a swing, check swing, and a miss, strike 3. Tough at bat for McCoy there. Couldn't hold up on a high fastball. And now landed Ludwig, who singled his first time up.
Yeah, a little bit different pressure on the Tift pitchers right now. They just kind of cut it loose.
Ludwig swings at the first pitch. It goes high in the air to right field, curving towards that line, and a running catch made out in right field by Landon Parrish, and that'll be out number 2.
You kind of saw what those right fielders are having to deal with. That ball started tracking right towards the American flag and ended up over by the foul line.
Yeah, the wind really pushing it around. Now Mason Diamond comes up. He grounded into a 6-4-3 double play his first time up.
What internet is this or Wi-Fi?
And here's the pitch outside. And again, just can't find any good momentum here for the Cadets when they've had some runners on. Just haven't been able to capitalize. Big swing and a miss.
Yeah, I mean, give credit to Tift, though. They've made some really outstanding defensive plays that when it seems like BC was building something up, they were able to kind of put a kibosh on it.
Here is Ryan Whitley with the pitch. Swung on. That's going to be a base knock for Mason Diamond.
And giving you about a 90-foot space between shortstop and second base. Just hit it right there.
Jacob Sadeko coming up. He grounded out to second to end the first inning.
A little 2-out rally here for the Cadets.
I've had base runners on in every inning. They just haven't been able to get them to cross home plate, which is the most important thing.
As Kevin Thomas tries to take my head off here.
Exactly. Here's a
the
ball,
press box.
ball down in the dirt. That bald eagle is back, circling high behind center field.
I finished the sushi.
Maybe. Here's the pitch. Swung on a check swing. Didn't want to. Foul. It'll be 1-1.
Kevin, credit to old Steve Waters and Clinton County Athletics. Always just top-notch when we come down to these facilities, whether it's football, baseball. Hard to beat the press boxes.
Snap throw to first back in time. You are right.
I'm not going to name stadiums, but you and I have both done games in some where we can kind of look through the floorboards, and when when people walk into the stands, the whole press box moves.
Here's a ground ball out towards third. It's going to get through.
There you go.
Base hit for Jacob Sadeko. They'll have runners at first and second with 2 outs.
Now got number 34.
And they'll bring up Cole Walker, who displayed the wheels his last time up. Hit a dribbler up the third base line and beat it out.
That same thing right here. Load the bases for the Cadets. We'll swing and bunt action.
So Cadets have had runners on first and second in every inning so far. So multiple runners on base. Big cut by Cole that time, came up short, but nothing to show for it as of yet.
He was way late on that one. It looked like he was sitting off speed.
Diamond off second. There's a swing by Walker. It's going to get through, a base hit. And they're going to hold Diamond at third. I know some folks may say, why hold the runner? Hey, don't want to get, you're trying to keep this thing going. You got a rally going. Don't get thrown out at the plate for out 3, down 11-0. And put it in the hands here of Bennett Conaway. Struck out his first time up. See if he can poke one out there and drive in a run.
Yeah, again, I think Walker's approach there, which he was sitting off speed, and he got the pitch he wanted there on that second one, was able to poke it through. Again, tough couple plays for the third baseman, but Cadets now have something going.
Swinging at the first pitch, coming up late and empty is Conaway.
Again, just hit it right back at the pitcher, man. They're giving you 90 feet between shortstop and second.
Yeah, they are really trying to play in the infield gaps here. Here's the pitch, swung on, lifted out towards right. That wind is blowing and going to hang up, and catch be made out there in right field by Landon Parrish for out number 3. So that'll do it for BC. They had 3 hits in the inning, 3 men left on base, and come up empty again. We go to the 4th. It's Tift 11 and BC nothing.
Little Blues Traveler between innings here.
There you go.
Cadets feeling like the Traveler Blues.
It will be Jackson Austin on to pitch another inning here for BC. And again, you got to hold him right here. Can't afford to give him up any runs. And this will be one, Christian, I think, depending no matter how it goes, you'll look back at the first inning and say, just basically gave them, 5 runs at least to start, and then John Davis comes up and hits a single to drive some more in. And you're going, they put 1 ball in play the whole inning and got 7 runs, and that's I think that's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, that's the
when
story.
you go back and look at it.
That's the story of the ball game so far right now, Kevin, is that first inning. I mean, yeah, the third you give up those 4 runs, but 4-0 is a little bit different than 11-0. Especially again, you give up all those runs on 1 hit in the first inning. So just a tough start. Your starting pitcher goes a third of an inning and is responsible for 6 runs. So usually, I'd be curious to see the stats. I don't know if Travis Jadon's watching, but he's a data analytics guy. If you can pull that up, I don't know what the winning percentage is when you're down 6-0 after a third of an inning.
Yeah,
not very high.
So it will be Jackson Austin here in the 4th. He will face off against Mac Brooks, Tyler Van Summeren, and Luke Ellerby for Tift. Tift lost to Woodstock in the game prior to this one. Here's the pitch. Fouled back to the screen. Again, 2 more games to go here today from Wainwright Field as part of the Baseball at the Beach final weekend.
Listen, you get done here, you fill up on some our side, and you get ready to go.
Yeah, you come back and get some more baseball in. Here's the 0-1. Inside, I guess. A ball and a strike.
Or there's about 17 good barbecue restaurants within 3 miles of here.
That is correct. Some seafood out there as well. Here's the pitch to 1-1. Swung on, ground ball to first base. Oh, hits off the bag, and that's just kind of the way the day's gone for BC. Diamond was in great position and dove for the baseball, and as he did, it hit the bag and popped up. That's going to be a base hit for Mac Brooks.
Literally.
Yeah. Thank you, Christian.
Now batting number 11.
It's that kind of commentary I've really missed in the press box doing these games.
Okay, we got a little Brave spring training baseball
coming
up this weekend.
Yeah, I understand Michael Harris hit a home run against the Rays today. So there's a strike. They showed bunt, pulled it back, runner not going.
Got old Chris Sale is an Atlanta Brave.
Looking forward to Braves baseball season. Should be a great season for them. Here's the pitch, fouled back to the screen. Ahead 0-2 is Jackson Austin on Van Summeren.
Falcons trade for Justin Fields at some point, and then, Atlanta sports are back.
You've been on that since he came out of college. Here's the 0-2. Ground ball out towards short. McCoy is going to go to second for one. The throw to first, not in time. And over the head of Diamond. But they'll get one. Can't assume the double play, so.
Got the lead runner and the friendly hop from the dugout.
So the fielder's choice will retire Mac Brooks. Van Summeren will stay at first, and Luke Ellerby will now be the batter with one out. As Austin snap throw to first.
Who do you think the Braves' chief competition there is in the East this year? Got to say the Phillies.
Fouled back to the screen. Yeah, I think you have to still stay with Philadelphia.
Even though they like to go about 500 during the regular season and then turn it on.
I'd feel better about it if they did the New York Mets thing and just practice celebrating the World Series in spring training. And nothing better than practicing the World Series win you haven't accomplished in 50 years. Here's a throw down to second. The runner goes, and it's going to get by McCoy. Very delayed steal, but give a stolen base to Van Summeren.
Hey, some of the infield throws today for the Cadets, Kevin, just haven't been there. Trying to get it back to first base on a couple of what could have been easy outs going over the head of the first baseman. You had a check go over the first baseman's head. That one just dug out. Early in the season yet, but you can see some stuff that the Cadets probably going to be working on back in Savannah.
And they are not in region play, obviously, as of yet. So there's a series with Statesboro over 3 separate days next week. Here's the pitch. In there
Great
for
pitch.
a strike.
I know we always talk about it with football, but playing tough teams early on kind of exposes some of the flaws. And again, really talented team right here. Had a chance to win at their last at bat in the earlier game.
Here's a base hit right back at Austin. That's going to get through. They're going to wave the runner around third. Throw's going to be cut off by Diamond at first.
No one at first base.
And Ellerby with a solid single will get another run in, and it's 12-0.
Yeah, it's just things like that, Kevin. The run's going to score. You throw it back in, pitcher cuts it off, and there's nobody at first base covering first.
And here is Landon Parrish. He was hit by a pitch and singled in his last at bat. He scored 2 runs for Tift here in this ball game. And he'll ground one out to McCoy at short. He'll take it himself. On to 1 for the double play. Did Diamond hold the bag? He did. 6-3 on the double play. And that will do it for Tift. No runners left on base. They do put up 2 hits. 1 run comes around to score. And after 4.5, it is Tift County 12 and BC nothing, as BC Baseball brought to you by Bowtie Barbecue here on this Saturday afternoon.
6 outs to get at least 3 runs here for the Cadets, Kevin. And they've put guys on base, as you mentioned, in the last inning. There hasn't been an inning they haven't had guys on first and second, but now it's doing the tough part, get that key hit, pushed a couple of guys across.
Yeah, that's one of those things. Again, it's been a frustrating day on a lot of fronts for BC, and sometimes it goes like that in baseball, but again, runners on, multiple runners on every inning, and you got nothing to show for it. And a bulk of the runs you've given up today have not come off of great swings at the plate. It's just been the inability to throw strikes. got a little wild there in the end of the first inning, hit 3 batters in that first inning. And so I know if you're just tuning in or you're watching this after the fact, you'll say, hey, how'd they get 7 runs on 1 hit? Must have been a lot of errors. No, there was 1 error. You walked 4 batters and you hit 3 batters. And that's not, needless to say, that's not a recipe for success.
And again, you wonder what the most frustrating part is. Is it the starting pitcher only going a third of an inning and not getting a guy to swing his bat? Is it the guy you bring in replacement after giving up 4 runs?
Right.
And having the bases loaded, immediately hitting 2 batters and walking another? Like, I mean, a lot of it's mindset stuff.
Yeah.
You know, just simple baseball. It's you're coming in, bases are loaded. You've already given up 4 runs. We need somebody who's throwing strikes. So.
It'll be Joseph Garner, Colvin Proto, and Amari Burse, 7, 8, 9 due up for BC here in the 4th inning. I've been waiting on that South Georgia coming up. 9-1-2, I know that always drives Christian crazy.
Yeah, this is a very high press box, Kevin. I'll just
not meaning to send you out the window. Now what do we have?
Putting that out there.
Is
that's good.
Looks like Whitley maybe trying to stretch something out on his right side. Now look at his arms, almost like his oblique or something is bothering him. And we got the head coach out there checking on him. He says, hey, I'm good to go.
That high school shoulder / oblique.
Yeah.
It's built a little bit different than ours, Kevin.
That's right. He's still continuing trying to flex it and stretch it out. Yeah, they're going to leave him out there. But I would imagine that Greg Williams is going to keep a close eye on that young man. And again, much like Christian, you said, hey, these games are important to try to get experience and play, but also you got a long season ahead of you. You don't want somebody to cause greater damage. And for Tift, this is just their 4th game of the season. So don't want to push it up 12-0 in a basically inconsequential game. Here is Joseph Garner. The pitch just missed inside. Ball and no strikes.
No, it didn't seem like he had a hitch in his giddy up there, but again, probably going to let him throw a few, and then if it keeps acting up,
Garner will foul that one back and out of play.
Reassess. But he's had plenty of time to sit in the dugout between innings, that's for sure.
The pitch swung on, ground ball out towards short. Fielded nicely and on to first in time as Moretz retires him.
Now batting number 15, Colvin.
And it'll bring up Colvin Proto, the catcher. He fouled out to the third baseman on an unbelievable catch over there at third by John Dorman.
Just got to get something going here, Kevin. Get somebody on base and try to make something happen.
Yeah, this team offensively just hadn't had that spark hit, if you know what I'm talking about. There's a strike at the knees where you've had runners on every inning. You just need that one hit to drop in and really get something going, and they just haven't been able to make that happen.
No
One's
extra
outside.
base hits for either team today.
One had a double last inning for Moretz. Had 2 innings ago. There's a strike.
A lifetime ago.
The 1-2 to Proto. Swung on and missed, strike 3. He'll run it out. And they'll throw it down to first to retire Proto. That'll bring up Amari Burse.
Now batting number 4, Amari Burse.
Amari flew out to center field in his only at bat today.
Well, it's 400 feet to straight away.
Unfortunately, the wind is blowing 785 miles straight to right. He swings. Did he lay off? They're going to check. No, he didn't. Held up. A ball and no strikes to Burse. Here's the pitch. Big cut that time. Came up empty. Evens it up at a ball and a strike. Swung on, another big cut. Came up empty, kind of shaking his head, a little frustrated there. Looks like Centennial and Ola will be the game after this one, and then Ola and Glen Academy will wrap it up here. Just missed outside. That was a heck of a take. Yeah, that was a heck of a take by Burse.
Usually that's not very friendly from the umpire if you do that.
And now a huge gust of wind, and everybody steps out to take a little extra moment. You can hear it rumbling through here. Swung on and lifted out towards right. Still going, and it's going to be caught out in right field by Parrish. He's made a number of great catches out there with that wind blowing. And that'll do it for BC here in the fourth. First inning, they haven't had anybody on base, and they go 1-2-3 for the first time in the ball game as well, but still come up empty. As we go to the fifth inning, it is Tift 12 and BC nothing, as Cadet Baseball brought to you by Bowtie Barbecue here on this Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, I think as hard as this wind's blowing, Kevin, even if you hit it out to left field, it's going to end up in right field.
But you can hear it kind of rumbling under the stands under here where it's shooting through when it really kicks up there. It'll be Jackson Austin on to pitch again here in the fifth. And as Christian said, the 10 after 5 rule in place. BC can't afford to give up any more, and they need to score 3 to keep the ball game going in their half. We mentioned BC beat Cedartown 5-1 yesterday here at Baseball at the Beach. Oh, now we could say Tift's got South Georgia coming up. 9-1-2 due up for them.
Tift still counts.
Really coastal Georgia. I think Tift might actually be the 2-2-9, for which there's no batting order pun I could use. But
Now batting number 12, Tyler
Thank goodness
Holmes.
for that.
it'll be Tyler Holmes. Holmes has hit a single his last time up and was hit by a pitch back in the first inning.
They're too far south to the old 6, 7, 8.
So Holmes steps in the left-handed batter's box against Jackson Austin. And here's the pitch. Little ground ball out towards third. Going to be scooped by Conaway on to first in time for the out. 5-3 on the put out, and we'll rotate it back to the top of the order. And John Davis, the center fielder, who has walked and got 2 singles.
John Davis.
So 1 pitch, 1 out. It's about as good of a start as you've seen from the Cadets in this one.
So Davis will hit from the left side.
I will say this, Kevin. Don't complain about the wind too much here in South Georgia. It's the only thing keeping those sand nets off.
That is true. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball dropped right in there.
Big slider there.
That was a nice pitch from Austin. And he works ahead to a guy that has been tough to get out today.
Try to do it again.
Outside, that one didn't break quite as much.
Pull the string on it a little bit.
The 1-1 to Davis. Low and inside. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 down to the dirt. 3-1.
So really good pitch to start the series, and then
It just
got
can't.
tight these last 3.
It just can't find it. The 3-1 on the way. Swung on, out toward short. McCoy couldn't get there. He had a great try at it and just got by him. Another hit. That's 3 hits in the ball game for John Davis.
But appreciate the approach there. I know earlier in the game, 3-1, they're trying to go tight, pull the string again, and miss and walk him. That time just gave him his best pitch right down the middle, and the batter was able to answer.
Going to have a pinch hitter here for Tift.
Now batting number 17, Ty Dornan.
This will be Ty Dorman. On to pinch hit for Cam Smith. And he will step in against Jackson Austin. This is Austin's inning to finish. There's nobody warming up in the BC bullpen.
I'm not even worried about the guy on first at this point.
Yeah, keep the double play intact and try to come up and get some runs in. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on and lifted out towards right. That's going to be caught. Oh, no, he's dropped it. And no, late. I think BC thought they had him out. And I think we might get a little bit of an argument here. I don't know. Boy, Landon Ludwig was there. It was in his glove and he dropped it. That's going to be an E9.
Yeah, the force was still there, and it looked like that ball beat the runner.
Yeah, I thought they had the force out there. No argument from BC, and again, down 12-0 sometimes. You're like, well. Yeah. Now we're going to have another pinch hitter for Tift. This will be for the shortstop, Brady Moretz, number 15.
Left-handed batter. BC again holding that guy on, and then shortstop shifts over.
Strike over the outside corner. Jackson Austin comes set at the waist, the 0-1. Couldn't find the outside corner with that pitch.
The Wind officially has its first casualty of the game, Kevin, one of the banners in the outfield. Holding on for dear life.
Cam, the live out.
He's hanging on. Here's the pitch. Up high.
I saw that. I saw it right there.
2 balls and a strike. And now the stretch from Jackson Austin. The pitch. That caught the outside corner. Evens it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the 5th. Cadets trail it 12-0 after a just disastrous first inning. Have since played better baseball. Offensively, had runners on just about every inning, just haven't been able to cash anything in. The pitch. Ooh, thought he had strike 3, maybe inside and high. And he's run it full. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Nice recovery. That time by Austin to get out number 2, and that'll bring up, unless we have another pinch hitter, I don't think so. It's going to be John Dorman. He's going to step into that right-handed batter's box with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Outside for a ball. Again, Cadets will play Statesboro next week in a 3-game series. And now the pitch swung on and chopped foul, 1-1.
Yeah, this is one of those ones, Kevin, where you just kind of got to chalk it up. It is what it is, you know?
You haven't started region play. You'll
Right.
open up against Islands, Burke County, Southeast Bullock. I think Southeast Bullock and BC. Maybe Wayne County going to be your better baseball teams once you get into region play. Here's the 1-1. And nice block up by Proto. No throw down as the runners will advance.
Stuff like that, just kind of a lack of urgency right there, Kevin. Ball goes in the dirt. Catcher just kind of hangs out for a second, then realizes that the guys are running. And it's too little too late. So I got 2 runners in scoring position. Things like that.
The 2-1 swung on and chopped out towards short. McCoy is going to try to kid it on the run. Got him right at first by a half inch. 6-3 on the putout. That'll do it for Tift in the 5th. They leave 2 runners out on base. They push no runs across, and at the end of 4.5, It is Tift 12 and BC nothing. And BC 3 outs away. Going to have to put a couple of runs across at the very least to keep this one going.
2 or 3.
And got to have 3 to get
yeah.
less than 10. And it will be the top of the order. It'll be Parker McCoy, Landon Ludwig, and Mason Diamond due up for the Cadets. Again, Parker McCoy singled and struck out. Ludwig has singled and flied out to right, and Mason Diamond has singled and grounded into a double play. So some guys that have been able to put the ball in play.
Yeah. Again, first couple guys just got to put some solid contact on the ball, get somebody on base, and then put the pressure on because you need a rally.
And let's see who Tiff sends out to pitch. Looks like we might have a new pitcher, a lefty, number 11. We'll try to cross-reference the roster over there. And Tyler Van Sumeren is going to come on to pitch from first base, so that means we'll have a new first baseman, number 14.
Now pitching number 11, Tyler Van Sumeren.
And number 14, Mason Grist, will be the new first baseman.
First time the Cadets will see a lefty today.
14, Mason Grist.
So the lefty and Tyler Van Sumeren will come on to try to finish this one out.
He's got a fastball and a curveball combo from the big lefty.
So we go to the bottom of the 5th inning here at Wainwright Field. Beautiful day for baseball, just hasn't been one for BC out here today. And they'll try to push a couple across here in the 5th to keep this game going.
Just lack of a spark so far for the Cadets. No big plays on offense, certainly none
Now
on defense.
Number 23, Parker McCoy.
Starting with the top of the order. See if you can get something cooking.
Yeah, so if you're going to make it happen, this is a good spot to do it in. McCoy, the shortstop. He'll step in against the lefty Van Sumeren. Here's the pitch. Inside, caught the corner for a strike. Wind blowing straight across to right field foul pole right now. It has slowed down from about 10 minutes ago. Here's the pitch, the 0-1. Did he? Yes, he did, says the first base umpire. It'll be 0-2 on Parker McCoy. He takes a little trip around to
Pitcher's ready to rock.
settle in. The 0-2 delivery way outside. Tried to get him to chase.
We'll say this about the Tift pitchers so far. They don't waste a lot of time.
No, they are ready to go. Here's the 1-2. Strike 3 called over the outside corner. I don't think McCoy liked that one.
Well, if you've been paying attention all game, that spot's been pretty consistent.
And that'll bring up Landon Ludwig, who is 1 for 2 today. Singled in the first, flew out to right field his last time up. Pitch a little low and inside. It's 1 balls and no strikes.
Honestly, the action almost looks like a two-seamer.
Here's the pitch. Swung on and lifted high in the air. Second baseman Holmes going to give way to the right fielder Parrish, and that'll be out number 2.
I feel like Parrish has half the putouts in this game.
He's got a lot of them.
Mason Diamond.
And the last hope for BC will be Mason Diamond, who singled his last time up. As he steps in against the lefty Van Sumeren, here's the pitch. Up high. 12-0 our score. BC down to their last out here. And it's 2-0. Then the Cadets have a little while before region play begins. They've got a 3-gamer against Statesboro next week. Caught the inside corner for a strike.
Yeah, been pretty consistently able to hit that two-seamer on the inside. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to it again here.
He does, and fouled off by Diamond, and BC down to their last strike.
That was the only thing that could slow these pitchers down is a foul ball.
The 2-2 to Mason Diamond on the way. Swung on and fouled out to the right again.
As our PA announcer said, 2-2 to number 22.
There you go, with 2 outs. Swung on and lifted out towards right field, and Parrish once again will haul it in for out number 3, and that should do it. 12-0 your score as BC gets knocked off by the run rule. 12-0 to Tift County, their second loss of the season for the Cadets. They fall to 4-2 on the year. Tift improves to 3-1 after a tough loss earlier today to Woodstock. They bounce back in their second game to knock off the Cadets. Appreciate you watching along here on WatchBCSports.com, presented by Bowtie Barbecue, Benedictine, and also by Cool Vibes Pizza. Christian Gokel, tough ball game for BC, but obviously there will be better days for them.
Yeah, and again, one of those games where you can go back and it's not so much about the play, but more about just coaching points, right? The attitude, the approach, especially for your pitchers there early in the game. But talking to the batters, you had some key situations, and just I think the approach of the plate could have been a little bit tighter for the Cadets, especially when you just need to punch across a couple of runs and you had the runners in scoring position to do it. So if anything, you take away from this that you got some stuff you can work on. You got a really talented baseball team here, but you can't go out there and walk as many batters as you did in the first inning and expect to win a baseball game.
Yeah, 4 walks, 3 hit batters in the first inning, and that's not going to get it done for you on most ball games. So tough one for the Cadets. They lose this one 12-0 for Christian Gokel. I'm Kevin Thomas. Thanks for following along and watching here on Watch BC Sports.